Welcome back to another review by Mega Train Lover. Today we are having a look at another Thomas & Friends locomotive by Hornby, and this time it's Henry the Green Engine, who is DCC ready just like the rest of the new Thomas & Friends releases, except for Thomas & Percy, but all the tender engines are DCC ready. Now, brief history about Henry. Of course, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because Henry has appeared in every season of the TV series, and he has in fact appeared more times in the Railway series than any other character. So, you know, if I was to detail every adventure, I'd go on forever and ever and ever. So if you want to see Henry's adventures, then go check him out yourself. But all I'm going to say is Henry was the third character to be introduced in the Railway series chronologically. First was Edward, then it was Gordon, and then Henry. He was introduced in the Sad Story of Henry, not just in Railway series but also in the TV series. It was the third episode, of course. Sorry. And sorry again. And of course, he is a very popular character, and he has also appeared in every season of the TV series. So anyway, let's get the box to one side and talk about his model, which is right here. Oh, sorry. There you go. And so here is Henry. Now, as you can see, his tender is here, and it does connect just like the older locomotives, whereby you've got the pin on the tender and you've got a hole on the locomotive, and then you just slot it in. But I'm putting the tender to one side to make it easier to hold Henry. Now, what can I say about Henry? Henry is of course based on a Black 5, and Hornby have used the tooling of the railroad version of the Black 5s to make Henry. And in my opinion, it is a really nice model. Henry was obviously only a Black 5 after his accident with the Flying Kipper, when he was rebuilt from his old shape. Before that, he was sort of a mix between an LNER C1, and I'm not too sure what other class, but he was a very poor steamer, and then they rebuilt him, and yeah, he's much better now. You've got handrails on both sides of the model, of the boiler. His face looks like the original face, but of course they've made it slightly more CGI-like, just like with Edward. The buffers are not sprung, of course, but that's okay. The valve gear and the connecting rods are really nice, as you can see. What else? His livery is very, very nice as well. And the camera picks it up in a very lime sort of green, but it's actually quite accurate. The accurate shade of green which Henry's supposed to be in. But it's just the camera picks it in quite light, kind of a yellowish green colour. You've got the safety valves on the roof. With the cab, you've got it's not painted, but the cab detail is there, which is really nice. No windows, of course. The windows are there, but no, not the glass. They're not there. Obviously, once again, it is essentially a kid's model, so no fancy so there's lack of fancy detail, but that is understandable. However, it is a really nice model. Let's put Henry down and get his tender, which is quite heavy. By the way, Henry is loco driven, unlike the original one, which was tender driven. However, his tender still retains the motor block because it is quite heavy. As you can see, he's got his number 3 there. The only downside which I can find to Henry is the fact that the tender underframe is painted green when it is supposed to be black. So that is a bit disappointing. But other than that, he is a really nice model. No sprung buffers again. Unusually, oh no, this one. He does have handrails along both sides of the tender. Here's the front of the tender where the coal comes out. There's the connector to the locomotive, and that's about it really. It's not an awful lot to say about Henry. Well, it's Henry, the number 3 green engine. But anyway, this is what he looks like, completed. Now let's see him perform on the track. Here we are on the layout, and here is Henry. Now I've already put Henry on the track because he is quite a large model and it is a bit difficult to put him on. But anyway, let's select his number, which of course is number 3, and off he goes. Wow, so Henry is a bit noisy, but he is running very well. Now this is at half speed, this is running in speed, and he is running very well. Wow. Let's speed him up a bit. There you go. That's fine. Wow. Let's get a few run-by shots. So yeah, as you can see, he is a very nice runner. Now of course I don't have the old Henry to compare him, but wow, but this Henry is a really nice performer, and of course it is loco driven unlike the original Henry. Yeah, very very nice. Just to conclude this video, I definitely recommend Henry if you're a fan of Thomas & Friends and you're looking to expand your Thomas & Friends strain collection. Or if you just want Henry for the sake of it, I definitely recommend him. He's a really, really nice model and well worth the money. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you in the next review.